through the ultimate referral system. This is coming from an incredible agent out of Boise, Idaho, who sold over 2,000 homes and by 86% referral rate, which is absolutely remarkable. She's going to share with you actual specific details of what she does that, by the way, includes a significant amount of generosity. If you have a big heart, if you have the heart of a teacher, you've always wanted to build a business that is very much consistent with that and done so by referral. Today, this episode is for you. Stay with us. We're so excited to introduce to you today, Christina Ward.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So the big question is this: how do those of us in the real estate industry who have crazy amounts of ambition, how do we think bigger than the building of our own empires? How do we create success and significance, income and impact? My name is Justin Stoddard. This is my co-host Stephanie Peck. And together we bring you the Think Bigger Real Estate Podcast. All right, welcome back everybody. So excited to introduce Christina Ward. Thank you for joining us out of Boise, Idaho today, Christina.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, my friend Stephanie. Nice to see you.
I had the good fortune of hearing Christina on another podcast, and I was like, she absolutely embodies what we believe in here at Think Bigger Real Estate, which is to think bigger than real estate, to build a business that is more purpose-based than it is transaction-based. She does that not only by working by referral, but by the way she contributes back. Again, Christina, very excited to have you here. What's really fun is that after I scheduled this, Stephanie said, hey, I know her. I've sent her business in Boise. So Stephanie, why don't you just give a kind of brief testimonial about your experience in working with Christina, and then we'll dive into her ultimate referral system.
Yeah, well, let's go even deeper than that. Not only is Christina a referral partner, but I worked with her team personally on buying an investment property in the Boise area. So I always feel like I know when I'm on the receiving end of that, when a real estate agent works with me, there is no higher compliment. And I, of course, did my research and was excited to work with Christina and her team.
I couldn't hear a thing Stephanie's saying. Can you hear her, Justin?
I can, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. She's telling the world how great you are. So feel free to drop back to your previous mic if that works better. But yeah, Stephanie's saying some really nice things about you. It's too bad you can't hear them.
You're missing all the compliments, Christina.
I know. That's too bad because they were really good.
But I'll go ahead and finish saying that I was attracted to working with Christina because of the way she does business, the way that she shows up for her clients and her community, and because she is a wealth of resources. When I'm buying in another area, I want to know that the real estate agent that I'm working with is going to have endless resources and connections for me, and that's exactly what she's delivered.
I don't know if you caught any of that, Christina, but she was talking about how not only has she referred people to you, but she's also actually utilized you in purchasing a rental property, and how it's so important that when you refer another agent that you know that they have endless amounts of resources to be able to help you to find the right property, right? And to have all the people around you that can serve you. And so, this is an interesting episode.
That's just overwhelming when I get to earn the trust of someone with the high standards that Stephanie has. And I actually, my business partner and I just earned the trust of a retiring agent in Boise that tried someone else that didn't work out. And we sold his VIP client's home for over asking, and they were huge fans of him, and we had big shoes to fill. And I think we have a great future relationship to follow. And I even listed a home for an agent here locally in Boise that was flying out of town, and her client called and said, I need to list my home now. So it's amazing the relationships that I've gotten to be a part of, where I've gotten to help these great clients because of real, actual trusting relationships. So thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I think, when you have people who you trust who have actually, like you said, met the standards of another high-producing real estate agent. It's not just to meet the standards of the normal average consumer who doesn't know what to expect, but when you're a real estate agent and you see behind the curtain of everything it takes to have something go smoothly and how they respond when certain unforeseen happen that make it not go smoothly. Like, how does somebody respond? How does somebody step up? To see how
Yeah.
people respond in those moments, obviously gives you a whole new respect for finding great real estate agents. And when a great real estate agent approves of another great real estate agent, then you know that that other great real estate agent really is great because they actually know what goes into it, right?
It takes a little bit of, it takes like not a little bit, a lot of confidence. And I think it's like the athlete in me where I'm like, oh yeah, here's a challenge. Let's do this. I got someone that I really respect depending on me, and I want to show them that we're even better than they think we are.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well said. Well said. And that's part of your background, right? Weren't you a collegiate athlete, if I remember correctly?
I played volleyball at Boise State. Yep.
Okay. Very good. And stayed in Boise. Love it. Boise State's they've created quite the national following now when it comes to their athletic department, not just being a great place to live, but also quite the sports program. So congrats to you all on that, for being a part of that. That's exciting.
Well, it was an honor, and it's been fun to watch the university grow. I've served on a few boards for the university since I received a full ride scholarship, and I'm actually pending on a $1.3 million condo because of a board I served on, and I'll be listing her $4 million house. So Boise State I continue to try to give back to Boise State, and they continue to give to me at the highest level.
It's hard to outgive the giver, right? I think there's all kinds of lessons in that for all areas of life, but you can't outgive a giver. And I think it's interesting. A company that I built, a technology company, one of our core values, we were actually reviewing it as part of our business planning session the other day. It's to surround yourself with givers. If you surround yourself with takers and you're a giver, you end up losing everything, right? But when you surround yourself with givers, you can't outgive givers. They just, because they don't let the balance be out of their favor, right? They're always looking to give more. So I'm curious. We should try Stephanie's mic one more time. I can hear fine, but you couldn't. So let's try it. Stephanie, share kind of your thoughts on this. I'll interpret if by chance you can't hear it. But I really want Stephanie, or I should say Christina, to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. So sharing thoughts on being a giver.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you hearing me, Christina? No. Shoot.
Yeah. So
go ahead and lead the charge, Justin.
Okay, I'll take it from here. So Christina, what I'm really interested in sharing, again, what I gleaned from your other kind of public appearances is that you've really created a system that allows for somebody to scale a warm market business. And that's always been a passion of mine. Ever since I was a high-end home builder, I desired to have more than what my personal sphere would allow, right? And simply because you can only maintain so many relationships, right? And so there are certain ways that I think you can leverage the warm relationships of other people in order to expand your own warm market, right? You've done that just through like what you just shared, right? Actually giving of your time to certain boards and communities that allow you to be in front of a bigger audience and expand that warm market, right? Talk to us about some other ways in which you've really kind of built this referral business that is truly scalable. Because if there's one downside that people would say about a referral business is it doesn't scale well, right? And you're kind of going against that and proving that that's not always the case. Kind of talk us through some of your key systems that help you to really scale your warm market business.
A big vision is for people to say my name in rooms that I'm not in, because I can't be in all the rooms, right? I'm a mom of Spencer and Emma. I have other interests besides selling real estate. So how can I get people to say, oh, call Christina for whatever, not even real estate stuff. And that's the systems I'll share. The first system is the 52 touch. So we do a marketing system to our database, people that already know and like us and trust us, hopefully. And so we're just receiving stuff from a stranger. So they're people that we've already sold houses to, or that are friends or friends of friends or contractors, business people, and they're receiving 52 touches from us a year. It's a combination of emails, print newsletter, phone call, events, and a Thanksgiving card.
I love it. So you've mapped out. Now, do you have that in place already for 2026 as far as what you're going to be sending people, how you're going to be staying in contact with them? It's already decided.
Right. There's a few things we need to do that we do this time of year for planning for 2026. So we'll be finding 12 business professionals or contractors that we'll be highlighting in our newsletter called our community coupon. So we don't want to wait last minute and scramble in March to go, who's going to be our community coupon this month? So we'll get them all lined up for the year. And this is a good time of year to do that, to just make phone calls and thank people and ask if we can talk about their business. The way that I ask them is I ask them if they have how they get business right now, and they usually say referral. And I say, oh, me too. That's how I earn my business. Would you like more referrals? And they usually say yes. Can I highlight you in front of 5,000 local families and friends that are past clients and friends in our newsletter? And they say, how much? And it was no cost. We really appreciate what you do for our clients already and for taking care of our listings. And we'd love to just give a referral in our newsletter. And so usually it's like the carpet cleaner will do, buy 5 rooms and get the 6th room free or something like that. Something that's a win-win for them. And then we'll highlight our carpet cleaner. And then the carpet cleaner works with us when they go to buy and sell real estate.
So a couple points that I want to make, and I learned this, I interviewed Stephanie a couple weeks ago, and what is a common thread, and should be a time for the audience to take notes, a common thread that I'm seeing with the both of you is that it's not a matter of spending all month in December curating your business plan, right? For Stephanie, it takes a couple hours, right? Because now it's just kind of rinse and repeat and refine for the next year. And then at that point, it's really get to work in December, right? Like you said, now's a great time to be setting up who those professionals are that we're going to be highlighting. And you're actually doing the work now in December, right? Well, maybe the rest of the world rests, right? You're climbing, you're building, you're actually doing the work that produces that. Is that a fair assessment?
Sure. And we're also calendaring the entire year. So we're picking our home makeover date, our wine party that does the world premiere of the home makeover, and then our masquerade ball and our Thanksgiving pies. So those are all going in our calendar, and then also our travel around those dates.
Talk to us about some of those other activities. I think the Thanksgiving pies, that's one that Stephanie does at a really high level as well. Talk to us about kind of the unveiling, because I know that ties into your generosity, right? You guys pick, in fact, I'll let you share the story of what you guys do, and it sounds like you've got a great event around that as well, but please do share.
It's our simplest event. There's 2 pies. We email the whole database. We ask which one they want. They come pick it up. So it's a reverse pot buy. Our client and friend is the head baker, and he gives us a great price because it's like a high-end restaurant that he's the head pastry chef at. And so I couldn't afford his regular. I think he sells pies for like $40 or something. 150 people come to get pies, so I'm not spending $40 on pies. And so he gives us a great discount. We promote his business because he wants weddings and big events, and we have the event at the restaurant. It's just easy. We do a food drive, which was really appropriate for this year. Our clients come every single year. We call it Pie for Life. They start to feel bad. They're like, I've come for my 8th pie. It's okay. You just buy a house or sell a house, you get a pie. And it's a really good, feel-good, open house style event.
I love it. Now, talk to us about the unveiling, because that's another big event that you guys do that ties in with your kind of big generosity event for the year, right?
The home
Tell us about
makeovers.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our spring event. And so we're starting to plan now. We think we have the family in mind. Usually we email our database and ask for people to nominate a family or nominate themselves, someone that's had a hard year. And then we go pick maybe 2 as a team, stories that really tug at our heart. They all actually do, so it's a hard decision, but we pick a couple. We pre-interview them to see if we could actually do something that would make a difference for them in a day, because it's a 1-day project. It is not a remodel project. It's kind of similar to how we get houses for sale, at least, or how my team gets houses for sale. We add painting and landscaping and cleaning and jewelry to a house to elevate the price, and it works. And so we just do this for our new friend, and then it makes their day because they've had a really hard year. We've done like cancer, a kid with a terminal illness, a lady that she just adopts all the dogs. Like, it's insane, like her heart for animals. So we've had all these really great families that we've gotten to help, and we just do what we do to get a house ready for sale with our contractors in a day.
Seems simple enough. I think when I was thinking home makeover, I was thinking remodel, and I'm like, how do you possibly pull it off? But it's already in your wheelhouse, right? It's what you do anyway, right? I love that. And I think it's actually super duplicatable. What is, and if this is more confidential, feel free to say I can't share that. But if there's some sort of dollar figure that's typically spent on doing that, and who pays for, is it just a contribution? Everybody's kind of bringing their efforts and a little bit of materials and a whole lot of heart and hustle. And is that maybe how that's done?
Fully donated. We don't spend a dime.
Okay.
I mean, I've bought a few things that I'm like, oh, we got to go out to Walmart and get something. But actually, the people there, like last year, someone at my home makeover saw that the trampoline was broken, and he just went out and bought a new trampoline. Like, it's just many hands create light work. And there's so many people that have done it for so many years that it's our home makeover. It's not mine. My painter is one of the most cornerstone people in the whole thing, because paint really does make a difference when you paint a room or paint some trim. Like, it does give a little flip to a house, just like bark does. And that's what we recommend people do to get their houses ready for sale. So my painter donates, my contractor donates, stagers are a huge part of it. They come in at the end. The homeowner has to really trust us, so it has to be the right person that will let us just take over. And we have them sign contracts. We didn't used to, but.
And how does that tie in with the relationships with your professionals? I know that's another part of your kind of what I'd call your ultimate referral system, right? Is it, while many, in fact, my business partner is often will say is that as real estate agents, we feel like we are invited to a buffet. We bring the food and everybody else brings a fork, right? In other words, we're the ones responsible to go out, and you two ladies can attest to this more than anybody, to go out and get the business, do the hard work and get in the business. And then you're giving like referrals every single day for everybody to get that house ready and to get it through a closing, et cetera. You found a way, and I know Stephanie's cracked this code as well, to get these professionals to treat this more like a potluck, right? Where they're also sending business back to you. Can you share with us any insights around that?
You just help enough people get what they want, and you get what you want. So I don't think that my heating and cooling professional or my plumber or my carpet cleaner has experienced what they experienced with us with other real estate teams. I sold real estate in the recession where contractors just needed me, right? You guys remember that? Like, they needed us, and now they're busy. How can we be the most organized real estate team to work with, where we get them jobs and they for sure happen and they're not just doing bids, right? How can we be fun? How can we make their schedule easier? Like, I just got my painter another job, and I knew where he was, and I was like, just go across the street, it's in the neighborhood. Like, so I'm constantly connecting. And one thing that another agent taught me, and I do it all the time, is, and he taught me it, but I actually realized I was doing it too. I just didn't know it was a big deal. I'm always group texting people. I'm always connecting two people together and saying, hey, here's my new seller, my new client. They're listing their home in a month. Here's my house cleaner. They need a bid to clean the house. I'm teaching people that's a real referral. I mean, people say my name when I'm not in rooms. I'll get lucky if they call me, but really the best referral is if they connect. So when I'm calling my past clients and my friends, that's part of our 52 touches, to actually pick up the phone and talk to people. And they usually, I ask whatever, just there to help. Not hardcore sales, but at some point they say that they refer me. They always say that. They're like, we love you, we refer you. And I say, oh, thank you for referring me. That's so awesome. Who have you referred me to? And they'll say someone's name, and I'll say, I've never heard from them. And so I'll just pause a little bit, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. But I just want you to know I never heard from them. Most people don't call people they don't know. So next time, can you just connect us, please? You know, I'm just going to help them. I'm not going to even sell them. Like, I'm just going to help. So just group text us like I group text you. And then they do. And they send me like, they're moving. Here's their address. Here's their timeline. Here's their motivation. Like, it's amazing. Like, I've just taught people how to refer. And I've showed them how to refer.
I love it. And yeah, who would have thought that people needed training? Of course, we all need training, right? Like, how could we ever assume that somebody would know how to do that unless we teach them? And sometimes we get mad and say, oh, they did it wrong. Well, how are they supposed to know, right? Unless we actually point out the fact that, hey, while I love your effort, unfortunately, I didn't hear from them, right? I think that, like, masterful how you actually let that pause sink in and then use that as an opportunity to teach them. And it sounds like people are pretty responsive to that, right? They're not offended by it in any way. It's like, oh my goodness, okay. Yeah. I wanted to get them to you, and that didn't work. So tell me, what can I do to actually get that person to you? Because I know you'll help them, right? I know you'll serve them.
Well, that's the next part of the steps, besides the touching people more than you could ever imagine with quality, valuable things like events and emails and phone calls. And then the next step is excellent service and great communication. And I don't know, I think I'm sure a lot of your followers are excellent agents. So I don't know if I would need to preach about being excellent. But I think if we can all up our game in our communication and make sure that people know what we're doing, and not like a braggy way, but that really, really great communication. Like sometimes I'll just create a really badass email. Like it's really good. And it's how I presented an offer on the phone too. But I'll just forward like, hey, FYI, we've presented your offer. And they see that there was a lot of work that was put into that email. Like we're just doing all this stuff and not telling our clients what we're doing, and they think we're average. And so finding ways maybe our team members can elevate each other, like making sure our clients know what we're doing, which helps build trust, but also helps referrals. And we're doing things that people aren't willing to do. So one of the sayings I have in my team is do the other agent's job. And what I mean by that, and I learned this in the recession, and I don't tell agents I do this, although I'm telling you this right now, but I don't mean it in like they're bad, we're good way. It's just, I want to do my very best and I can't control what happens over there. So if I get a call on my listing and they say they really like the house, but they'd rather have a house with a shop. All right, if I could solve this problem for you, can we do a deal? So I'm not just taking that feedback, oh, sorry, they're not a buyer. How can we put this deal together? How can we solve this problem? I have a bid from my contractor for a shop because I knew you're going to ask for that. Here's my bid, because it's always lower than they think. Always. They're like, a shop's going to cost $200,000. I'm like, here's a $100,000 shop. Here's my approval from the city or the information from the city. Make sure to call to verify. So I'm doing the extra work for the agent that would cause that agent to go find another house that's easier. I'm just going to do what they're not willing to do for them. And then I know they're going to forward that on. And then my clients know I did it.
How often do you, in those situations, is it the first time somebody says, this is a perfect house, but it doesn't have a shop? Is that enough for you to say, let's get a shop bid, let's get approval from the city? Mm-hmm. Or is it kind of multiple people responding? I mean, what causes you to say, I need to solve this problem?
Well, that sounds like a lot of work. The easier thing that I do is I do frequently asked questions on my listings. When I'm looking at a house, I know what a buyer's agent and the buyers need to know. And so we're creating a document, agents love it, that has all, like how old is the heating and cooling? When is the last time that the HVAC has been serviced? Whatever, all the things they want to know is in one document listing information. And if I did happen to call the city because someone else asked a question, that's going on that document. So this lot is approved for a shop, or partial approval for a shop, call to verify with the city of Boise. So to protect ourselves, but as much information as I can will go on our listing, or if I'm getting, that's what the negative is. That's why people aren't buying my listing. I'm going to go find a solution to it. And a lot of times it is a contractor bid. Like I'm actually teaching myself this as you're talking about contractor relationships. Like my contractor bids help put deals together, because buyers always think there's something's going to cost more than it does.
Well, and I would argue if you weren't involved, it probably would cost more. The reality is you have a deep relationships with these contractors. They're going to give you very competitive pricing. Whereas if it's just some person off the street, and having been a home builder, I know that if I'm working just with just one consumer, that business isn't as valuable to me as an ongoing recurring relationship. And there's probably going to be more maintenance during the process. It's actually going to cost me more to work directly with a homeowner than through another professional. And so there's actually real costs. And so I think not just the convenience of knowing what that number is, but knowing that the fact that number is likely going to be more competitive, and that that contractor will be more accountable because there's more than just a one-time relationship in place, right? It's an ongoing relationship. They will prioritize that service. As much as people say that everyone's a priority to me, everything can't be a priority, right? You can have great service and still some client will take priority over another, right? And that oftentimes goes to, right? The reality is the one that has the most important relationship to you, right? It's just the way we work as humans. And so I think it's there's multiple layers of value that you're offering to people by bringing your professionals to the table when
Yeah.
needed, right? Everybody
Our
gets better
connections,
service. Yeah.
our connections are of value, and I think that realtors forget that that's so valuable. I always say to a friend, if you're moving to a new city, we need to get you with a realtor just to be your friend, like a good realtor like Stephanie. That's going to be your great connector of all things. Like realtors are so valuable in that way, and we downplay it. And it's like we have to remember and highlight our value proposition. That was life changing in my business when I was like just doing our thing. Nobody knew that we are so excellent, that we make people more money, that we are generous. Nobody knew except for my clients. The world didn't know, right? And it hit me one day, and I was like, I need to have a more clear value proposition. And so that value proposition is now on our website. It's on our listing appointment. It goes to them before the listing appointment. It's in the video. It's everywhere. I still think people don't know about it, but more people know about it because we've gotten intentional. And it's that we make people more money. We sell their home faster. We reduce problems because we've done it 2,000 times. So we fix and reduce problems, which saves people a ton of money and time. We have a full concierge service of contractors to get their house ready for sale. And we donate more than $50,000 a year to worthy causes. We're generous, and we donate our 100th commission, and we do our home makeover. And so they see those 5 things, and why would they not hire us?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's a tough value proposition to go up against. And as a consumer, you just feel safe, right? You feel like I've got this whole team around me, right?
Mm-hmm. And other people could be doing it, but they're not clearly. It's about that communication. They're not clearly communicating it.
Although we can't, you can't hear Stephanie. Stephanie, are there any burning comments? Because I think the audience can. Are there any follow-up comments or questions that you'd like to pose here? And I'll happy to interpret that for Christina.
I first just want to re-say what Christina said that is so important, is that when you get in front of a client, you go into it with this expectation of why would they not hire us? And I love that Christina does that. And that's what high performers do, is they know that they are so valuable that it would be a shame for people to not work with them. So hopefully, Justin, you can relay that to Christina so she can hear how I feel about that.
Yeah. And I'll reiterate that for Christina's sake, is that when you perform at that highest level, the client should feel as if it would be a shame to not go with you, right? It's not like, oh, this is a good option. It's like, I'd be severely missing out if I didn't go with Christina. Like in those 5 points that you identified, Christina. And again, I think people listening to this today may feel at times overwhelmed of like, that's such a big leap from where I'm at. But it doesn't have to be, right? You can take one baby step at a time and start to implement things that Christina's talking about, some of which you can do with a client you're serving today, right? Some of these very basic things that you've taught us here today, Christina, can begin with that, and over time continue to follow, right, this ultimate referral system. You said something, Christina, about concierge, and I love that word. It's funny how sometimes people will pronounce it concierge, and I don't know which way. I say concierge, so we're just gonna leave it at that. I think you did as well, so we both agree on that. But that concept is really fascinating to me, to the point to where the technology company that I've built, really what we've strived to build is an in-home kind of digital concierge, right? One where you've got all the professionals that a homeowner could ever want, and it's all accessible to the homeowner, right? And it's kind of what you've built for your clients, which is pretty cool. In fact, with that, let's do a quick shout out to our sponsor, talking more about that. What if I told you that in the next 60 to 90 days, you could have 50 professionals in your local community sending you referrals to ideal clients? If that's of interest to you, send me an email at justin@proinsight.com. I'll tell you how our referral platform is creating that outcome for agents across the country. So Christina, as we kind of move towards the end of the episode here, I want you to give any kind of additional, maybe final bits of advice for agents, right? Those who are listening here today who want to be like you, that want to have that kind of, to serve 2,000 property owners, not just serve them, but serve them at a really high level, right? And I would say that our audience are probably people that are already closing 2 to 4 deals per month. They're great agents, and they maybe want to take it up another level, right? They want to kind of deepen their, kind of lengthen their stride a little bit, move more in the direction where you've gone. What advice, if you could go back to the point in your business where you were selling 2 to 4 homes a month consistently, what advice would you give yourself at that point that might be helpful for someone that's at that spot?
Well, I thought about right when you said it, I was like, I've got to go back to there, not to here. And it's the who. So what changes between 2 and 4 units and getting to do like 10 to 20 units a month. We sell over 100 homes a year by referral, is the mindset and the who. And it goes from me, and I'm still a me person. I'm an agent. I like to do things myself, and I'm working still. It's a work in progress, but it's who could do this better, who could do this as well as my standards or better, and then more into the fit of their personality. So it's the, first hires the EA, and then your EA hires another EA, and then they're showing agents, which we know is likely better, and then buyer's agents. And I've always been, my team is about 1-to-1 with admin and agents, because we are such a high service team that we have a lot of admin to support our agents. And then I have just really top producing agents. All of my agents make $100,000 to $500,000 a year, which is really fun. And
That's
so
awesome.
right now I have one top producing agent and one agent in training. And so sometimes that's all we need, probably one more or two more to get to our goals. But the standards are really high, and I'm not easy to work with. I've got just really, I seem nice, and I am, and I'm very loving, yet I like to do things excellent, and a lot of people don't fit into that. So it's finding the right who.
That's probably why you and Stephanie get along so well. Very high standards, very direct. This is what I expect, and this is how it's going to be, and yet cultivates great, deep relationships. And I think in a world where people aren't accustomed to hearing the truth, they're accustomed to hearing what they want to hear, right? It's ladies like you who totally kick butt and take names and are willing to tell people the truth in honor of serving people at a high level, right? And that's what I now admire about both of you.
Well, sometimes I've made mistakes around that. Like I have my clients back now, or sorry, my team members back now, even more than my clients back, which obviously I've got my clients back. That's why we get so many referrals. But when I have my team members back, and I've even told my best clients, stop talking to my people that way. Like I'm allowed, but I have the trust where I can say that to someone. So I have my team members back, and I work with the best people in the world, and I have people that help me at home. I have an amazing family support system. I know I have quite a few things that a lot of people don't have the privilege to have, and I'm really grateful for my team and my family team.
Some of my favorite people in life are those who cared about me enough to be really direct and frank with me, right? And I think that's what I hear you saying, is that both with clients as well as with teammates, that when you actually care enough about somebody, you'll actually tell them the truth, right? That telling what they want to hear is actually not loving them, right? It's actually letting them continue down a path that might not be in their best interest. And so I can see, again, a lot of commonalities between you and Stephanie, and I can see how why you two are such fans of each other. So I appreciate so much you coming and sharing. I want to be sure that our audience knows how to continue to learn from you. Would you share, I know Instagram, Facebook, what's the best place to send people to really continue to follow you, Christina?
Instagram would be great because my Facebook is full. Although I think you would press follow on Facebook, but Christina Ward Boise is my Instagram.
Okay, great. I'm going to put that up on the screen here for any that are watching live. Christina Ward Boise. Follow her there. Obviously, somebody who will take great care of your clients that are moving to or from Boise. And of course, somebody who you can continue to learn from. Stephanie, final words from you after kind of being a bit of a fly on the wall during this episode. What would you add as we wrap up?
I mean, it's always a pleasure to just sit back and listen to greatness, and I'm always a student of that too. So that would be my final words, is there is always someone out there doing something at a level of excellence that you can learn from and that you can model. Christina has definitely been one of those people in the real estate industry. And just find people that are doing great things and get in alignment with them. It truly is that easy. And call them up and say, hey, you're doing something great and I love what you're doing. And I'd like to be a part of that. I'd like my clients to be a part of that. And you'll have best friends for life.
I love it. Christina, when you go back and listen to this episode, you're going to love the really kind things that Stephanie said about you. And this has been so fun to have two superstars, legitimate real estate superstars here today. So I want to thank you both for your contribution of time and of course, all the work and effort and sacrifice that goes into getting to this point, right? It's one thing to come on and share, but it's another thing for all the work that you both have done to earn the right to be here and to be highlighted. So it's my privilege to be able to do that for both of you. And my final request, again, outside of following Christina, go follow Christina, are these three simple words, and you all know what they are, which are to go think bigger. And Christina, you have helped us to do that today in a relational, generous, by referral kind of way, which is exactly what we believe here at Think Bigger, is building legacies that are bigger than real estate. That's what Think Bigger Real Estate is all about. So thank you so much again, Christina and Stephanie, to both of you. Appreciate you both.
Thanks for helping me think bigger. I appreciate that.
Our pleasure. All right, on that note, we will see you on the next episode. Thanks all.